talking in front of a camera. I remember when you started, it was kind of touch and go. You're kind of like, what do I do with my hands? Which, speaking of,
On today's episode of At Home with GKR Motor Cars, Tyler starts us off with a blast from the Lotus past for what the next step is on the EV conversion. After that, we take a seat with Tyler Craig and truly get to know everything about him, minus his social security number. Finally, the Fairlane goes into full upholstery mode as the lining install takes place. You don't want to miss a second of the action, so take a seat, buckle up, and enjoy the ride.
all right, a little dusty. And I've been thinking on this Lotus, so, you know, it's kind of a passion project, it's a shop project, kind of a test subject. It's our first EV that we converted. A lot of fun. Took a while to build because when you've got customer cars, shop cars just take that much longer. And if you know, you know. And, spoiler alert, there's still some stuff not done in it. We got it running, driving, you know, we've driven it all over mid-Missouri. You know, it shows well, fun to drive. You know, I mean, it's not a Model S fast, you know, it's not anything crazy, but it's faster than it was, and I've driven it both ways. That old inline four, not gonna work. But what I'm trying to get at is what I want to do with this, and I think I've decided that I'm going to sell it. And the big reason why is because we have the garage condos coming in soon, and there's a few cars I'm kind of looking at that I want to put in there. Really more as art. You can drive them. I want to buy a running, driving something, but you know, I mean, the biggest thing is this is just going to sit here, collect dust like this. When we drive it 2 or 3 times a year to shows, kind of show it off. You know, we've got amazing video like we're shooting right now. We got shorts and reels. We're out there in cyberspace talking about what we do. So we don't really need to show this off in person as much as like I was kind of intending to kind of show, you know, the EV. I mean, trust me, here in mid-Missouri, you know, it's not very EV as compared to like the East Coast or the West Coast, especially California. This would do really well in California, and I've even taken it to European shows in St. Louis. Just that more of that city, you know, metropolitan area. There's a lot more EV lovers there, and you know, went over really well. But here in mid-Missouri, I do like seeing people kind of scratching their head and they see, you know, me pop the rear there and see orange heavy cable everywhere. So we're gonna sell it, and I hate doing that because I love this car. I think these Lotuses are beautiful, but what we're gonna do is sell this so we can buy a Ferrari 308. You know, our garage condo is gonna be this kind of a show piece to sell other condos. We'll have, you know, events there. We'll host, you know, a bunch of local businesses there, stuff like that, kind of showing people what those garage condos really are in person, because that's really what it takes to sell those. And I think a Ferrari, a red Ferrari, of course, up, you know, on a lift in the middle of like a very formal luxury space is just gonna kick it off, you know, that much more. And yeah, I mean, these things look cool, but it's not a Ferrari, still not a Ferrari. So what do we have to get done? The HVAC. I made a panel to hook it all up. Got wires ran, everything. So the heater, you know, we don't have coolant to heat a heater core. And we also don't have an accessory drive to build pressure in a compressor for the AC. So everything got switched over to fully electric, including those two things. And I've got all the wires and everything ran to where they need to be. I just got to hook it all up. And we've got to do a few little touch-ups here and there. But for the most part, this, you know, once we get that HVAC taken care of, it'll be ready to sell. And I'm not going to get my money back. I know that much. But again, this was kind of a test subject to kind of just, when we started back in 2021, when I bought this thing, that's just kind of what it started as, just a test subject to have fun with, and see what we can do with EV stuff. So it's even dusty in here. I guess the window's been open, but it should be fun. Kind of the last hurrah for this one, and on to something else. All right, so you kind of got to know us in season 1 on a very kind of surface level view, but now that we're in season 2, we kind of want to get to know the guys a little bit better. And that includes Tyler here. He has been with us the longest. What has been over, a little over 2 years?
Yep.
Here. October?
Yep, October 9th, 2023.
Yeah. It was in my payroll somewhere. I knew it, but so you know, we kind of did this with Kyle more about you know, how he got into photography and video and kind of all the other things he does. So we'll kind of get to that. But first off, you know, like you know, what's your personal life like? What's your family like?
So I've got 2 kids, married, been with my wife for be 20 years in March. So
20 years for a young guy, that's pretty good.
yeah, we're high school sweethearts, got together when we were 16, so.
How long have you been together in total?
20 years, been
Okay.
married 10,
Okay.
give
Still
or
there.
take.
That's a long time together. And your son, I know you send lots of pictures and videos of him riding dirt bike. He's already.
Yeah, he is 9 years old. He has always loved to be on 2 wheels. His first dirt bike, I think he was 2, maybe 3, and he just kind of picked up on it. So he's just got a passion for it. We've just tried to kind of keep him going, and he's done pretty well with it. So,
I mean, I grew up that age riding 3-wheelers, so it's a good thing just to, you know, just get started on some kind of machine like that at that young age. You kind of just learn that hand-eye coordination and whatnot. And then your daughter, she's pretty young.
yep, she is 3. She is, I'm afraid, going to be the handful.
I know how that goes.
She is the wild one. But yeah, she is doing what 3-year-olds do, and she's kind of got a passion for the motorized things as well. So we'll see what she ends up on.
Sounds fun. So getting into the car stuff, you know, like what do you think got you into cars from the beginning, and then maybe kind of where you are now? If it's transitioned at all?
So my dad was always into cars and stuff. He always was, you know, buying, selling, trading and stuff. And so I always kind of watched him growing up. You know, I always liked to see how he was changing the oil and just doing different things like that. My first job when I was 15, actually lived in Birmingham, Alabama at the time. Body shop, custom paint and collision. So we did a little bit of everything there. And I was young, but just getting to be there and get a feel for everything and just learn what I could, I think it really got me into it and just wanting to learn and do more. And
Yeah, kind of being around them, I get that as well. Kind of may start with insurance jobs, but you know, it kind of teaches you where we are now with what we're doing. Did you ever think when you were 15 you'd be converting cars over to fully electric?
didn't even know what they were at that time.
That's where we're sitting on this one right now, the Volkswagen. It's just about done. And you did a lot of work on this. I mean, a lot of the fabrication we kind of split with the motor cradle. I kind of gave you a little bit of a guidance on the wiring, all the low voltage stuff. And really there's not a lot of high voltage stuff on this. I mean, you pigtailed the cables, the high voltage cable. But there's, you know, building battery packs and everything like that. We haven't gotten to that yet. which I myself kind of would like to just avoid in the future. I like buying these pre-made packs. It makes it that much easier.
Safer.
But I mean, there was, I mean, how many wires? A couple hundred probably?
Oh yeah, for sure.
A couple hundred wires, you know, just signal wires. Each cell needs its own kind of signal into one main system to tell the main system how it's doing. You know, if any one cell's off, there could be some catastrophic issues if it's not fully balanced, and he nailed it. He did pretty well there. Yeah, I mean, the paint and body stuff, it's very easily seen by this guy. A lot of the stuff you see has been touched in a major way, whether it's body work and someone else paints or body work and you paint. You're always part of the body work. And you know, you really take that level of detail to a whole new level, and I love seeing that.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy it. You know, the paint and body side of things has always been something, you know, I have a passion for. The metal work and welding is something I really enjoy too. Of course, wiring and everything is fun to just switch it up every once in a while and learn something new, but the metal work and the welding and the custom fab, stuff like that is probably my favorite.
So you got a dealership as well, your own. There at the house, you kind of buy and sell, do some stuff on the side.
Yeah.
You just built a new shop, pretty sweet. I like it.
Yeah, got me a lift in there. It's just been a lifelong goal or dream rather to basically just have the lift. So I had to build the shop in order to do that. But yeah, it's been a long process, but we finally accomplished it. And
Just be careful, because that was my lifelong dream, and I got the shop and a lift, and then now look what we got going on here. So be careful where it could lead.
well, I have drew the line. You know, I've got a couple projects in there, and until they're done,
He keeps pretty busy.
We have.
I mean, I tell him to kind of cut a few things out and just focus on the important things, but I know how that goes, because that's what people tell me, and I don't listen either. So
Yeah, I like to keep myself busy.
yeah, and that's good. I mean, you know, you see all these things on social media talking about how to live longer. It's like, just be active, just do stuff. Keep your brain moving, keep your body moving. That's what we do. How many cars do you think you've owned in your lifetime?
Well over 100, I would say. Some of those were quick flips, you know, bought and just did a few things, resell it, you know, maybe even just detail it, clean it up. But I've always just, you know, if I see a good deal, you know, want to play with it, drive it for a little while, maybe make a couple bucks, you know, so.
What's your favorite car you've ever owned?
It would have been my second vehicle, I think. It was a 1990, which was also the year I was born. Nissan 300ZX, twin turbo, 5-speed,
Oh yeah.
2-seater, T-tops, bright red.
I mean, that checks all the boxes.
Yeah, unfortunately for a 16-year-old in a car like that, my dad didn't let me keep it very long.
That was gonna be my next question. What happened to it?
Yeah, I got to be pretty well known around town, so.
Yeah, that'll happen. I mean, I did that with 95 Monte Carlo, much less Turbo 300Z. What about like dream car that you could have, or truck, knowing you? He's a truck guy.
Yeah, I'm definitely a truck guy. I've got a 69 Chevy short bed at the house that is, you know, we've started on, but it still has a ways to go. Honestly, I'd say that's one of my dream vehicles, is to just get that one finished up. And I'd like for my son to be a part of it with me and help build it and enjoy it one day once he's old enough. And
Car dad's dream. I mean, that's how I am. You know, finally, with all of this, you know, the truck stuff, we've talked about this. Should we just do trucks?
I don't see a problem with it at all. Nowadays, you know.
Maybe he can just run a truck division at GKR one day when we get the big shop.
They
He could take it and run, and just crank trucks out. He'd love that.
They bring some good money. You know, those old square bodies, they're nice and flat when it comes time to, you know, block sand and all
We got
that.
2 of them in the shop right now. So, you know, you've been here a little over 2 years. Jack of all trades. That's kind of what we hire here at GKR. No one's really specifically good at one thing. We're just kind of good at everything. Huge asset to the shop on the just the day-to-day side, but you know, he's gotten pretty good at acting and talking in front of the camera. I remember when you started, it was kind of touch and go. You're kind of like, what do I do with my hands? Which, speaking of, first day on the job, I wasn't here, but one of the other guys sent me a picture. The guy drilled through a piece of metal and didn't check out where his other hand was and drilled into his hand, and I mean into his hand. And, you know, I'd obviously met him before, but I didn't really know him yet. And I just remember thinking like, oh boy, this is not starting out well. Someone that drills through a piece of metal into their hand. But, you know, he could have done that 2 years later and it'd been funny. But, you know, on day one, I was just like, oh boy, what's happening?
maybe I was a little nervous or something, you know.
Well, you worked at the local car auction for a long time, so you probably got a little lazy working on too many things like that.
Well, you know,
cleaning cars out and
over there,
checking them out, testing them out. I heard some interesting stories about your driving.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun over there too, but it was just a different ball game, you know. I really love what we do here, getting to actually get in there and get dirty and, you know, build things with our hands and see what we're capable of, you know, as to where that was just more of a same thing every day, every week, you know. So, you know how those jobs can be.
Yeah, that's why I'm where I'm at. That's where you were at now. So, suffice it to say, he's a great asset. I've already said that probably once or twice, but love having him here. Got a good name. I mean, obviously. And who would have thunk that a master fabricator like himself would drill through a piece of metal into his hand, take a chunk of meat out, and still be here after all this time. All right, Justin. Looks like that headliner's done.
Yeah, not quite. We're got a couple things to finish up on it, but it's getting there.
Looks done to me.
Got to just cut in the trim, like the visors and the dome light, and just make sure everything's pretty. Tuck in a couple things, and then we haven't hit it with any kind of steam or anything to take out the final amount of wrinkles, but it's coming along pretty nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So usually I like to put the headliners in. I mean, my favorite part is interior and designing that design part. And just seeing in my head what an interior is going to look like when you're driving the car and just make sure it flows. You know, usually I try to avoid whites where I can, just because, you know, they get dirty. But this one, about pre-muscle car era, like early 60s is where I draw the line, because for some reason they made these early headliners very confusing. And I didn't want to mess this one up with this headliner that we ordered for this car, made for this car. Probably the professionals, the big guns for this one, they're getting it in there. Right now, they're putting in the package tray. They're making a custom package tray. We're adding 2 speakers back here, so they're going to make it work with the speaker setup we got now. It's more custom, obviously. Looks like they used to have a 6x9 back here, 1 in the center, but we'll put 2 back here like most cars you see nowadays.
There's probably a 4x10.
4x10?
But it could have been.
Audio is probably like the last thing I think about on cars, so. But they're gonna make the hole right for whatever speaker goes in there. So that's what's important. But the package tray, we wanted something custom so that way it works with the new speaker setup. How's that coming along?
Looking pretty good. Just kind of getting a rough shape right now, and then we'll fit it, and then it'll get a material put over it, and then we'll just make sure everything's happy. we still have to get those speaker inserts and everything put in. So right now, this is just kind of test fitting and playing around with it, making sure we like everything. And then some of this, I got to wait for this to cure before I can take all the clips and stuff off. So
Yeah.
on to the next project.
And what's nice about this one is the way it seals back here around both the headliner, the C-pillar, and this back package tray is it's all built into the weather stripping that holds the window in. So we don't have any trim back here. I told you the story about that Impala where I was putting trim in around the rear window because that's how those Impalas worked to bring in that flush area with trim. Screwdriver may have slipped off. Went into my brand new headliner I put in that one. Fixed it, don't worry. Looks good. But yeah, sometimes, you know, the interior stuff, like with the Camaro, you could just buy this package tray with the 2 speaker holes and it looks nice. But with this one, I just needed these guys to kind of come in and put it all together. So that's, I mean, the latest on the Fairlane. Fairlane's getting pretty close. You know, we got the B-pillars.
B-pillars are done, kick panels are done. We're working on the package tray, the headliner's in, the seats are in, the headrests are done.
You saw the seats in a previous episode. They look nice.
Yeah, we're almost there. I think install some door panels and not much further on this, and then we finally get to work on the good one.
Oh yeah.
The Porsche, the baby.
Yeah, the Porsche's coming up. That interior, you know, he gave us a little sneak peek with the seats, the front seats on that. It looks really nice. And he's working away on all the panels, the door panels, all the other stuff that comes with a Porsche. Yeah, this one is getting pretty close. Maybe the next time you see this car, it's going to be a reveal being done. Maybe. Hopefully. We're ready for this one to get done.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Oh, yeah.